Hi, Bernie from the Walworth Library here to do a DIY craft for you for the month of August. And in keeping with our summer reading theme, which is fairy tales and mythology, I thought I would show you how to make a no-sew gnome. And here's my little guy here. He's a wizard. And you can see it front and back. So what you're going to need for this craft are 3 socks. A white one, plain white one. This is like an athletic sock, and it is used, but it is clean and it doesn't have any stains on it. And then 2 other socks, one for his sweater or his clothing, and one for his hat. So I'm going to make one identical to the one that I just made using those socks. You're also going to need some faux fur, some rice, some fiberfill, a hot glue gun, and believe it or not, you're going to need some blush, some rubber bands, and some string or floss, embroidery floss, and a cup to use with your rice. Okay, those are all the materials you're going to need. And we're going to get started by putting rice in our sock to make the body. And I'm going to use my cup. I had started to do this video and I had to refilm because I didn't have a cup and I was making a mess trying to get the rice into the sock without a cup. So here we go. There still will be some rice that escape, but it won't be as bad as what it was before. And I'm going to adjust my laptop so that you can see my work surface better. There we go. I'm just using my sock to get a good amount of rice in there because that will be the base that will keep him standing up. And I suppose if you have a paper cup that has the bottom cut out to use as a funnel to kind of guide this in, that would be a whole lot easier. I'm just being incredibly lazy today and not having the right supply, but that doesn't mean that you can't. Okay, I want some more in there. I am also going to put some fiberfill, but the rice will help him get a nice firm standing bottom. And then I'm going to use my fiberfill to give him a nice plump body. Let's put that in. And what you want to do is make sure that you're below the heel. So just stuff your stuff down in there. Get a nice firm base. Okay, that is good. And then I'm going to just rubber band off the heel, just above the heel. And the reason you're going to want string as well is because rubber bands eventually do give out, and what you don't want to do is have all your rice escape. Okay, that's in. I'm going to use a piece of string to secure that, but I'm going to turn him this way. This is the part of the sock, and I'm going to make his nose now. So what I'm going to do is try to fashion a bulb. And I like big noses on my gnomes. So I have a good sized gnome nose. And it got smaller as I got going here, so I have to refashion it. Okay, now I'm going to use my embroidery floss or string to tie around that rubber band so that that never gives way and lose the shape of the nose, and where I tied off just below the heel. And then you're going to want to cut the loose ends. You don't need to have all that extra. And I actually left the ankle part of the sock because it goes up into the hat, so I didn't cut that off, I just left it. But I'm going to trim this floss now. These are probably the worst scissors in the world. Okay. So here we have his nose and we have his body. Now what I'm going to do is take my blush before I start doing anything else and making a mess. I'll put some blush on his nose so that he has a colorful nose. All right. There you go. All right, so now I'm going to take my colored sock here, which is going to be his sweater, and I'm going to get this up on him. And you see where the nose is? I'm going to cut a little slit so that the nose will peek through. Okay. And I have all this excess up here. I'm not going to worry about that. And I want to position my beard. And again, I'm going to cut a little slit. You see I have like a U shape, but I'm going to cut a little slit so that the nose, so that the beard will go around the nose. Just going to make a V cut. And you see how I'm going up around? And actually, when I do it, I will hot glue so that the beard is actually surrounding. And my beard is on the long side. I like to have at least the beard going around so that it's to the half mark on the sock. And I can always trim the length later if I want it shorter, but I do like long beards because he sits on a mantle. So now I'm going to put some hot glue around the nose so I can fasten him. And I have my hot glue on a low setting today. And now I'm going to get that beard fastened around and up. so that the nose just peeks out, but you don't want it, any of the hot glue on his fur proper. All right, so we have that much of him done. And what I'm going to do now is work on his hat. And what I did for this was I cut just above the heel mark again. With my incredibly dull scissors. And with this, I'm going to put my fiber fill in. And then I'm going to actually stuff the remnants of the 2 pair of socks that I put in there. And I'm going to pull this down so that when I hot glue it, it's going to be just above the nose. So the nose will peek out. I'm trying to get my fur to cooperate here. And I'm going to start by fastening on top of the nose first so that I make sure I have it exactly where I want it. Just hold that till it sets. And then I'm going to fasten the back. And I actually pull the back down a bit so that it makes the hat stand up, so that you'll see I have like a little pull down here, so it's down into a V. I'm going to tack that. Oopsie. Okay, and my front came up a bit, so I have to tack him again. Okay, now I have this decorative edge around the top of the sock, and I'm actually going to use that to make a little hat band for him. I have a little bit more tacking to do around the nose area here to get the fur to lie down. And any loose threads in terms of the hot glue can be taken off. Let's see if I can get this band cut with these scissors. I have to do it one layer at a time though. Oh, that's better. You can decorate the hat any way you want. I have some stars that I got at the Dollar Tree that I'm going to use. lot of little black pieces from the sock that are on here that I'm going to have to clean up, but you get the idea. I'm going to fasten this band now so that it doesn't slide around. I'm going to give it some glue. My glue gun doesn't like the low setting. If you have any frayed edges, you can just kind of tuck them up under. I mean, this gnome is going to be sitting on a shelf, so he's not going to have a lot of hands on him. If you have young kids, though, you might have a different situation because he is just so irresistible. Right, and then I have a couple of large stars here. I'm going to offset, hot glue that right on. I need it to go to the high setting. Okay. And there you have your no-sew gnome, ready to sit on your shelf. This would be really cute to do in Christmas colors as well, to make a Santa. So I hope you enjoyed this video. I certainly enjoyed making it. I'll see you next time.